Thank you. So who here is a Raptors fan? Who's been following the series so far? All right. So it's just me for the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds that stands between you and the game. So, negotiation. I set out on a journey looking to understand a little bit more about negotiation. Why? Because I couldn't help but notice that the world around me was increasingly busy. Busy running from meeting to meeting, running from activity to activity, busy checking our social media feeds to make sure that we didn't miss out on anything, and also being bombarded on those feeds with more negative images and stories of conflict, hatred, and negative images. So I wanted to figure out how we could get more of what we really wanted in life, more time, or what have you, but doing it in a manner in which it didn't cause and inflict pain and hatred and conflict. So I set out to uncover the experts in the field. I wanted to speak to them and learn from them. So I found a number of business acquisition experts, those individuals who grew their business by buying other businesses, FBI-trained hostage negotiators, and of course, an 8-year-old. And I wanted to learn from them, from their experiences, what made them successful, and what were those tips and lessons that I could take away to get from what I wanted and what I wanted to accomplish to where I wanted to go. So the first thing I learned was that negotiation is not a battle. It's not about me trying to pull you to a place that I want you to be. It's not about you pushing me to do something that I don't want to do. In fact, negotiation is a deliberate process in which we need to slow down and understand what's most important to the other parties. So it takes me to the very first lesson. The first lesson from our experts was if I want more, I need to make the negotiation process about them. So if I want more, I need to make the next number of steps all about them. How do we do this? Why is that important? Because I need to understand what's valuable to the other individuals so that I can get to where I want to go. We can do this in a number of different ways. We can wrestle it out of them. I can wrestle that Pokemon book from them. I can wrestle that raise from my boss. Which leads me to lesson number 2, tradable options. We just saw City Jam. Edmonton Next Jam is doing a fantastic of negotiating, understanding tradable options, trading volunteer hours for concert tickets. Children are also a great example for demonstrating tradable options. They recognize that it's not about price, it's not always about money. When we're trying to get something more, we're understanding what's valuable to the other participants. Takes us to lesson number 3, framing. So what is framing? On the screen in about 5 seconds, you're going to see an elk. The elk is trying to cross the road. Or is the road crossing through the forest? So what does an elk crossing through a road have to do with framing? So I asked my business experts, the acquisition experts, what is framing and why is it so powerful? So they sent me in the direction of corporate brand promises. What is that brand promise that that product stands upon? What are the values that that organization bases every single one of its decisions, investments, volunteer hours, etc. upon? Which brings us to the upside down or it's free promise. We've also seen the freshness guarantee, and my personal favorite, Mom, you promised. All of which are very effective in getting our party in which we're negotiating with to yes. And so, why is this effective? It's human nature that we don't want to contradict ourselves. So when we frame something in a manner in which the other party can't say no, we're going to get more time, more dollars, etc. Lesson number 4, emotions. In my research and interviews with the FBI hostage negotiators, I had one, in fact, tell me, said, listen, I wear 22 pounds of ammo, guns, and protection every single day. Everybody expects me to be the tough guy. But if I don't understand emotions, If I don't understand how to leverage them to a successful outcome in this particular situation, the consequences are catastrophic. In a negotiation, we often throw up walls. That's our first instinct. We want to hold in what we're trying to accomplish. We don't want to show our cards. We don't want to show the other party what we want. But the experts tell us otherwise. They tell us, no way, that's not how you're going to do it. You're not going to be nearly as effective in negotiating and getting what you want unless you absolutely share your goals, values, and what's most important to you. Why? Because in many cases, the stakes are really high. We're talking about a raise, we're talking about, hopefully not, life and death. And so, we've been talking a lot about what's important to the other party, but the experts remind us, don't forget to keep in mind what your goal is. What have you got up for stake? What are you trying to accomplish? So we've got all of these lessons from the experts. How do we keep it all straight? How do we become more effective in our negotiations? We build a plan. Sometimes when the stakes are higher, we have a more formal, deliberate, written out plan. But we write a plan and we take those 4 lessons. If we want more, we need to put the process all around the other individual or the other party. We want to understand what's most valuable to them so we can position tradable options and not resort to money, that equalizer in negotiations. Number 3, we want to frame what we want in a manner in which the other party is most likely going to say yes. And last, don't ever forget about emotions. They're there, acknowledge them, and leverage them to everyone's benefit. So, 6 minutes and 40 seconds is done. Thank you very much. I hope that you can take those 4 lessons and get more time, more vacation, or more time watching the game. Thank you.